Ladies, if you feel stuck, overwhelmed, or life is running you instead of you running life, today I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can reset your life as a woman step by step so you can emerge aligned, confident, and unstoppable. Hi, I'm nnalue, and over the years I have helped women reclaim their identity, step into elegance, and begin to create the life that God had designed for them. Today, I want to walk you through a simple, practical guide that will help transform your life. As you can see, the year just started, so this is the right time for you to take these steps. Steps that will transform your life from your mindsets, your routines, your finances, and even your feminine energy. If you follow these steps by the end of this year, you will look back at the woman you are meeting today and compare her to the woman that you will become. So, are you ready? Shall we? Number one, reset your mindset. I'm sure possibly your mind must have told you, oh, this is what she wants to say. Well, yeah, that it is. That's exactly what I want to start with. You can't get to where you think you or want to go to if you do not do something to your mindset. So how can you even envision that woman if it does not emerge from your mindset? So you have to really work on your mindset, work on that limiting beliefs, those things that you simply say. If you are someone that usually use phrases like, oh, I can't, or I will try, stop using those phrases, because so long you can think about it, you actually can. Instead of doing that, why don't you replace those phrases or those things you say to yourself with words of affirmation, words that can be like, although it might seem so challenging, but I am disciplined enough to get through this. I have gone through this I've been financially broke or financially down or financially stagnant, and this has repeated over the years. But today I am deciding that in as much as this path might be rough, it might be challenging, I'm still going to go through it. I am capable. I can do this. I just have to be consistent, disciplined, know exactly what I'm doing, and I'll get that life. And when you get on that path along the line, trust me, those things that are really, really challenging are going to come up. But it is still that mindset that have been shifted, that have been moved, that will help you go through the tough times. On your path of changing your mindset, one of the things you must learn is to learn to tune out. This is an aspect of my life that really changed the course of it. It made me talk less and write more. It made me talk less and think more and be present, because by the time you're writing things down, you are immersing yourself deeply into that thing. You are beginning to see it for exactly what it is. You're beginning to have better ideas that will spring up from your wells. Women who reset their lives reset it by, first of all, shifting something in the inner world and finally reflect on the outer world. Two, rebuild your routine. You have been doing the same thing over and over, and it's not giving you results, or even if it's yielding results, it's not yielding as I'd wanted it to. Pause, breathe, write things down, and then rebuild it. There have to be a new way, there have to be a new strategy. They just have to be something that you will do, that you need to tweak on that routine that will certainly bring you the results you have been seeking, because you have been doing this over and over the years, and nothing actually changed. Even if something changed, there was no significant result that emerged from this. So it is time for you to pause, revisit your routines, and review them. So there are so many ways to review your routine, but I just want to point out one part of it, which entails you starting your morning deliberately, reviewing your routine to add an hour every single day, consistently and through discipline. Keep an hour every single day. And what are you going to do within this 1 hour? You have to split it. Split that 1 hour. The minutes you're giving to God in prayer, the minutes of journaling, the minutes you're writing, the minutes of revisiting your goals, the minutes you are revisiting what you have to do for the day, the plans for the week, the plans for that month, the minutes you're going to be studying. It's either you're studying the Word of God, you're studying, reading a book, you're also engaging on maybe you're taking courses or videos or transformative materials that will help sharpen your mind and set the tone for the day. The point here is not for you to get to perfection. I just want you to get to being consistent, because those tiny, tiny, small habits, those tiny, tiny, small efforts, when they come to, it compounds to yield an effective result. The woman you become is built in those small choices you make every day. 3, align with purpose and identity. Ask yourself, who am I becoming? What exactly do I want? Me. It's not him. It's not her. Me. Who am I becoming? You take a thorough look into your life. You can't even lie to yourself. You're really honest with yourself. Who are you becoming? And who exactly do you want to be? Where are you looking? Where are you seeing yourself? One of the ways that will help you to visualize this is when you begin to pen down, have your vision board, either a vision board or vision journal that will include your finances, your femininity, your health, every area of your life that you know that will is leading you to that woman that you are supposed to be, that place you're going, that woman you had envisioned to be. Another key thing to this is you have to take action weekly. Take action daily, take action weekly, take action monthly to finally lead you to that place. Because trust me, the year just began, right? People are going to be making promises, new year goals, new year resolutions, writing things down that before we get to the next month, like the second month of the year, a lot of persons have forgotten what they have written. I used to make this mistake. I would take my time towards the end of the year prior, write out my goals, my plans, and then once the new year begins, that month, that January, I am all pumped up. I'm trying to do the things I said I was going to do. And unfortunately for me, I had already written more than I could execute, more than I had the strategy to execute. And by the end of January, I'm already burnt out that I can't even continue going. And by February, I don't even want to remember where my vision journal is. So later on I had to start. I noticed that this was not really giving me exactly what I want. Sometimes I didn't get to completely forget it. That maybe it was maybe 4 or 5 months into the year, and I remember, oh yeah, let me go back to see. I might be doing other things, of course. I might feel like, oh, I'm busy, I'm being productive, but I'm not tilting, I'm not in alignment with my identity. I'm not in alignment with my purpose. So when I go back 6 months later, I'm like, oh, I was supposed to do this in March. I didn't even remember I was supposed to do that in March. Why? Because I didn't have this revision journal before my eyes. What I did is that one of the steps I just shared with you, which was rebuilding my routine. I went back to tweaking something on it. What I now did was to make sure that it is always it's broken into chapters, into bits, into different aspects, and I have the ones that are really printed out that are next to my bed. As I'm waking up in the morning to pray, as I'm waking up in the morning to read my Bible, I have it right there on or under my Bible. By the time I'm done studying the Bible, I'm going through it before I leave the bed to go for other things, before I leave the bed to begin my day properly. So your purpose is revealed when your actions is aligned with your values. Step 4, elevate your feminine energy. Yes. Dress elegantly, practice posture, nurturing your voice, embrace grace. When it comes to practicing posture, this is one area that I had decided I was going to be working closely or working deeply in this year. I had noticed that I found myself in a position sometime in the previous year where I got so busy that I began to gradually borrow the masculine traits. I was no longer leaning into femininity. I was being more of the doing because I had bills to pay. But along the line, I drifted from alignment, and that made me begin to borrow some masculine traits, and it affected my posture anyways. I couldn't stand elegantly. I would stand and I would slouch, not because I was intentionally slouching, but because of the kind of environment I was exposed to, the kind of schedules I had that season called for it, made me somehow, tilted away from focusing on my posture as a high value feminine woman. So I decided that, you know what, in as much as I might not be, I'm working intentionally to drift away from that particular field. But even while I still last there, I'm now living with the consciousness that I still have to bring in the entirety of my feminine essence into that area. So the area of posture is something I am really working on this year. So you should better still that. Like I said, elevate your feminine energy and embody calm confidence. There are people who have been exposed to a situation that made them talk too much. Will you talk you're chaotic without even realizing it's private, without even knowing it? There are persons, women that have gone through pressure that at the point it became part of their lives that they didn't know how to speak calmly, regulate their emotions, their tones, embody, calm confidence. If you want to reset your life, this is an area that you must pay attention to. I will still stand on this ground that resetting your life takes actions beyond words. Take action, sis. Take action. Like, take that step. Step 5, measure your progress. I wouldn't be doing much here. Like I mentioned, I gave you an example on how I used to run my years before with my goals and plans. I didn't measure progress. I didn't have any system in place to measure how far I've gone on this particular thing I was working on. I didn't have timestamp. There was no timelines for me to measure them. So it's something you have to intentionally make plans to measure your progress if you truly want to know how far you've gone and how, if you truly want to reset your life this year. You should have weekly check-ins. What worked? What should I tweak? What did I try to work but it's not working? These are questions that if you do not ask yourself, you won't be able to get to the crux of the matter. You won't be able to get to your efforts, your input will not amount to something. You have weekly check-ins, right? You have monthly check-ins. Where was I last month? Where am I this month? Which is why before the year began, you certainly, as a woman who's trying to reset her life, have your 12-month plan. What are the goals? What are the things you want to do in December of this year? Think about it and write it down. So as each month is passing by, for every month you are tracking, measuring the progress you've made so far. Then you have to celebrate your wins. You don't have to wait until it is the end of the year before you celebrate your milestone. No, I have a good way of celebrating my milestone. I won't share with you, but I have just so many good ways to celebrate my milestone. Because when I celebrate my small wins, it fuels momentum. But if I keep pushing my small wins, I'm not regarding them waiting for that big one. By the time that big one will eventually come, I won't still see the need for it. But when I learn to be grateful for my small wins, it forces me to do that bigger one. I just shared 5 steps with you if you want to reset your life this year. If you no longer want to run your life the way you have run them years and years prior, that didn't amount to anything. These are practical steps that you should begin to take. If you take them up now, trust me, at the end of the 12th month, you will be shocked. Looking back at the lady that started the year, you'll be shocked at the woman she had become all round. As I conclude, if you're ready to reset your life and step into that woman you were truly born to be, it starts today. Take up these 5 steps and you will be glad you did. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Remember, the woman you want to be starts with the choices you make today, and see you in my next video.